What's up, guys? We are back. Fitness Profit Multiplier, Anthony and Jimmy. Today, we're going to be discussing the best hire you will ever make for your fitness business. And we hire a lot of people. You know, you're going to hire a lot of people throughout your career, but which one of these hires is the most important one that you should kind of look forward to hiring? So that's what we're going to get on with today. So, Jimmy, let's talk about it. The best hire you will ever make. Why is this so important? Let's talk about the why first before we give it away.
Before we give it away? Well, we all got into this for freedom, right? I mean, maybe we got into it for money. Maybe we got into it because we knew that we could do things better than where we were working, right? We got into this for a multitude of reasons, but the most important hire that you need to make has to give you the freedom from your business that you know it's going to operate without you. That's why this person is so important, right? The freedom from your business to know that the ships are going to run on time, that the sailors on your boat, the fishermen are going to be reeling in those fish, right? And setting the lines, and your waiters at your fictional restaurant are, you know, treating your customers well, and you don't have to think about it, worry about it, or have it be clouding your mind. So you can actually focus on the vision and the mission and what the purpose of your business that you built is supposed to be doing. Because somebody else is making sure those other things happen, and all you have to do is check in with that person regularly. That becomes your role. Checks and balances, couple of meetings here and there, and the ships run on time. So that person, this is why this one person is the most important hire that you're going to make. And it may not be the first hire that you make. It shouldn't be the first hire that you make, because you should fill these roles over time. But that's why this person is a key component to your business success over time.
Yeah, remember, we got into this, guys, to have freedom, have profits. We didn't get into this to have an expensive job, which is what most people end up having. It's like, yeah, you own a gym and a personal training studio, but you really just have an expensive paying job. Like you get paid well for being a personal trainer. And if you want to be a real business owner, this hire is so important for all the reasons why Jimmy said. So, Jimmy, who is it? Who's the hire? Is it the janitor?
So,
is it the
janitor? Is it
admin?
the person who cleans the toilet?
Is it the admin? Is it the salesperson? Is it another trainer? Who is it? Who is it?
None of those. It's none of those things, right? You'll hear a lot of people out there in the industry, you know, they talk about it, and in good reason, right? Your first hire should be your admin, and your next hire should be your trainer, and your next hire should be your salesperson, right? So this is later in the stages of your business, but this person is your location manager, okay? Your location manager is so important because, like you, they can wear a lot of hats, right? They're the person that understands the admin system, knows the promotions, launches the promotions, does the sales, delegates some of the lead reach outs, delegates other things to other staff members, does checks and balances and quality assurance on the training, and all of these things that you find yourself doing all the way up until you hire this individual. All the way up until you hire them. You find yourself doing all of these things. Now, when you're getting coaching from a business coach, they'll be like, well, you got to get rid of this hat and get rid of that hat, and delegate, right? But you still need somebody in your facility that can wear those hats and move from position to position, cover sessions for people that are out of town when your other trainers get sick. They need to be able to do it all, right? And this person is a very special person. Not very many people fit into this role and can do it, right? They have to be a great employee first. And typically this person, even though they may not enjoy all the aspects of the manager's role, they take pride in being the person that is in control of that, right? and reporting to you and making you proud and that kind of thing, right? They may be one of the best trainers that you have. And you may not want to pull your best trainer off the floor to do this, but if they're the one that is the most responsible and they're the one that has the ability to take on these tasks and roll with them really quick, this person is about finding the person that is the most coachable. Because then they can pick up anything you give them and potentially do it better than you. And that's great. So I have an awesome manager at my facility. Anthony has an awesome manager at his facility. That's what has given us the ability to do what we do, and they get rewarded properly. So
yeah, you know, it's funny. It's like you should always have somebody like this in your business because it's going to be so important for those reasons that Jimmy said. But one of the things too is like it gives you the reassurance and that comfort knowing that things are still going that way if you're not there. So like, for example, if I'm not in the facility and you know my head person's there, I don't have to worry. If I could go on vacation, I could pick up and leave. I don't have to be, I could go to my kids' events. I could go to my kids' sporting things. I go to my kids' school and everything is still getting done, right? Like I don't have to worry about it. And it's just like a level of insurance for yourself almost to kind of like, I can kind of breathe. I know, knowing that the boxes are going to get checked. So while we've established a person, Jimmy, let's go into what their role is exactly and what they should be doing and how we get them to kind of offload some of these things.
yeah. So a lot of times this person, like I said, is likely going to be your best trainer, which there's some pitfalls to promoting them because you have to be able to replace them with somebody that your clients enjoy just as well. So that is a little bit tricky. But if they train that person, then they can train them to the specs that they coached people, which is what we experience, right? So this person, like I said, needs to know every aspect of your business and how to do them, but they don't have to do all of it, right? And Anthony and I have a little bit different structures with this in our businesses, but the way that we have structured it at my facility is my manager has gone through every role in the business and understands every role, right? So they understand what the cleaning protocol looks like because they've done it, right? They understand what the administrative protocols look like because they've done it, right? They understand how to train a session, whether it's one-on-one or small group or whatever other services you have at your facility. They know how it's supposed to be run because they've run it, right? And they know how to sell on the phone and in person, because that's the role that becomes their main objective, is growing that top line of your business and getting commissioned for it, right? And they also understand how to delegate each one of those tasks to the people in your business that need to do them and keep them accountable to their tasks. So the main roles that they're responsible for, sales is one of the main roles, quality assurance of the training, filling in when things are busy and we need another hand so that you don't have to just go hire somebody right away. They can fill that in until you get that next hire. And they're responsible for running all the internal promotions that you run within your facility, launching those things, refining them, making sure that they're above board, and updating the SOP document, that living master document, when things need to be changed. And then the one other thing that's a big part of it is bringing things to you and having discussions with you about inefficiencies in the business that can be changed to make it better. That's really the goal of this person in your facility. They know how to do everything. They don't do everything, which is something that you have to train. Because in the beginning, your manager is likely going to want to just do everything like you did when you first started. you want to do everything for your business because other people can't do it like you. Well, the freedom comes from hiring this person and giving them the authority to get other people to do the things that you've trained them to do. They just need to make sure that it's done properly.
So one of the things I'm going to say, this person's really important. We've obviously established that. We understand that we need to have this type of person in our business, right? So, okay, we can establish that. So now here's one of the issues that I kind of have with this is like, this person is so important in the business. What happens if they, well, I guess if they quit, that's, anyone could quit at any moment. So we can't talk about that. They quit. Okay. What if they go on vacation? What if they get too overwhelmed, they can't handle it? Like, these are things that I'm always constantly thinking about, because or if they have a baby and they leave and, things like that, like these are always the things on my mind. So for me, I'm always looking for a person who can always be that other person. I'm always looking for someone to not replace them, but always someone to be kind of waiting in the wind, so to say. If my head person needs to go on vacation for 2 weeks or they travel for a month, things happen, people go away. Let's say they wanted to travel for a month. What am I supposed to do? Jump back in and do everything? So I'm always looking for somebody else who can either, one, act as an assistant to that person while doing other tasks. So maybe making this person like your head trainer underneath that person. And in addition to like the head training role and all that other stuff, they still know how to do those other things, so that when that person goes away, you still have that backup. Because the worst thing that could happen is you get thrown back into those roles, and that's not what we want to happen.
No. And we know that from experience, guys. Like, there's been times when you become so reliant on certain people and you don't have a deep enough bench on your staff that something happens and you got to jump back in, and then you find yourself training some sessions again. So having this depth of the staff, but also having that person to manage that and giving them some freedom in their time allows them to jump in and out as they need to. But it's very important to have them run very specific tasks that either you can take pieces of, while other people can fill other pieces of that while you're looking for that person again, or promoting from within to that role again. So you don't want it to be one of these things where they are the only person that knows how to do all the things that they do, because then the person that has the keys to the castle leaves and you haven't been doing the tasks that they've been doing. So you're rusty on it and you don't have somebody that's been doing those tasks. So you don't have anybody waiting in the wings and you're kind of, stuck with your hands tied. Okay, I got to do it. Right. But it needs to be more one of these things where that manager is updating your SOP. And from there, you can take that and train the next person and start training them early so that you have other people on your staff that know how to do a lot of these tasks, right? They'll have people that assist them. So.
Yeah, one of the things that I'm starting to learn in my business is it's always good to have backups. And you can never, now I hate when gyms have inflated staff, right? Because I think that's just kind of wasteful. But it's always good to have people waiting in the wings, backups. You never want to be caught on your back heel, so to say, where somebody just quit and now you're rushing to fill that spot. Will it happen? I'm sure at some point it will. But what I've learned is to protect your time and your freedom, you have to look at those things as investments and always having someone who's ready to act as a backup. So, having someone to assist. So like, this is why, like, our head salesperson, we're bringing on now a sales associate to help the salesperson. So if the salesperson has to go away or whatever, that other person can kind of step in. But that person is only part-time. It doesn't have to be a full-time role, but it's just someone there to assist and someone there to act as a backup for you. So just in case anything happens, you don't have to worry about it. And the same thing when it comes to like your head person, your head manager. Same thing. You got to have someone in the wings waiting. Same thing with other trainers too. It's always good to have interns and people who are ready to take on more hours if something was to happen. So that's one of the things I'm learning in my business at the state that I'm at right now. Protecting my time and protecting me from going back into the gym at all costs is so important. And it's not because I'm lazy. It's because I understand that my time is way more valuable than me going in and making, training the session. Listen, if I have to jump in, I will jump in. But my time, I can make more money in the business if I'm not training people. If I'm training people, I'm losing money. The business is losing money. And people can't grasp this concept. Like, we're talking about a head person here, a manager. And it's like, yeah, I could order the paper towels, but why would I want to? How much is it costing me to order the paper towels? And I look at this like food shopping, for example, like in your own house, right? We all have our chores we have to do, right? I order all my groceries online. I go online, I order them all, and then I just go and pick them up. Or you can have them delivered, but I go and pick them up. Why? Because it's cheaper for me to do that than actually go to the store and spend an hour and a half, 2 hours to pick out my groceries for the week. So I'm buying my time. And that's what the rich do, is they buy their time. So it's almost like you're buying your time by having all these eggs in one basket. I mean, kind of went a little off tangent here with the best hire that you need, but this is why this person is so important, because you're buying back your time with this person. But then you have to buy time for that person just in case if anything happens too. So just keep that in mind with this too. But that is the best hire that you can make in your business for a lot of reasons, because now it will allow you to focus on the marketing and sitting in that marketing seat and focusing on, the other things that are going to grow the business to the next level. So that's what we have to say about that. Anything you want to end off here, Jimmy?
No, it's the opportunity cost, right? So think about the opportunity cost of dividing your time, and do not think about payroll. It is an expense in your business, but just like marketing, it is an investment in the growth of that flywheel that becomes a business that can actually produce profits while you sleep.
Yep. And guys, if you want help with any of that, just click all the links below. We have a bunch of free stuff in there that you can pick up, and you can even join us on our Facebook group where we can continue this conversation forward. So until next time, guys, Anthony and Jimmy, Fitness Profit Multiplier, we are out.